Hello and welcome. And today we have with us Nerd and Proud of It, and we're going to talk a little about the Sorcery Beta Edition that's coming out November 10th. And in this video, we're going to go over the availability, set collecting, but especially the availability of the Sorcery product is going to be the main talking point in this video. Hello, Jürgen, and would you like to introduce yourself to the viewers?
I'm Jürgen, aka Nerd and Proud of It. And I got my own little channel as well. Trying to follow the big cardboard guy channel that has surpassed me quite a while ago, trying to keep up. Talking mainly about Magic the Gathering, some sorcery, probably some sorcery, more sorcery in the future, because it has been a bit quiet. I just didn't have a lot of content recently, as most of us, as we are waiting for the beta. So once my beta cases come in, I probably will have some more sorcery. And I have a little very cool sorcery thing coming up, but I'm telling about that in one of my future videos. So yeah, that's me. Hi.
Good to have you. It's really cool to have these little chats on our channels. We try to do them every now and then. Sometimes we visit you on your channel, and sometimes you come here. So today we're talking about beta. Where are you on beta? Have you ordered some? Are you waiting to order, or what did you do with beta?
I'm very enthusiastic about beta because I decided that I want to keep my alpha for collecting and I want to play with my beta. And that means I haven't really played yet, and I'm not really a tabletop simulator guy or whatever. I mean, if I have to, I can, but I rather play in person with the real cards. So I ordered beta, pre-ordered beta in, let's say May, I think, April, May, very early. For 150 euros a box, and I could get almost 2 cases. That was quite an investment at the time, but I was very enthusiastic about the alpha, just having received it, and I even pre-ordered the beta, I think, before I received the alpha, which was a big stretch, but I received some alpha packs before that, I think, and opened them on the channel, and I really loved it. And in general, that's where I am on beta when it comes to pre-ordering. It was very difficult to find a reliable store, and I had some bad experiences with Flesh and Blood before, so I was looking for a reliable store to put down quite an amount of money. I think we can calculate it. It's like 10 boxes. It's 1,500 bucks. It's very easy. So, and some starter decks as well. I think I have 2 sets of starter decks, and so in the end, it's even a little more than that, than 1,500. But yes, that's what I ordered. What did you guys order?
I think we lost count at some point because we also had a really hard time actually finding out where to order from. And in Denmark, we only have one innkeeper store, and we ordered some from those. And we ordered from a store in Finland, and we ordered from a store in Germany, I believe.
Might be smart. If one of them doesn't deliver, at least you get some.
Exactly.
I think the plan was trying to sort of like spread it out a bit and make sure that we hopefully get one of the promo cards, because sometimes here in Europe, they don't give you the promo card. They just sell it online. So spreading it out was both about hopefully getting some of our order, but also about maybe actually getting that promo card, which would be really nice.
Yeah, but I think at the moment we have ordered 7 boxes, and we're also hoping to get maybe the Rudy kit. With I believe it's 3 boxes right now.
3 boxes, 1 precon, a playmat, and then the famous nude promo.
Yeah, there are only 1,000. I heard 1,000 to go around, and I actually would hope to get my hand on one of those as well. I don't really have high hopes for that, unfortunately. I would really like to get that promo, and I would really like to get some more boxes. But let's see. Maybe I'm lucky. Maybe I'm not. We'll see.
We're patrons, and we have access to purchase it, but
nice.
He has several thousands of patrons, and he has 1,000 kits.
Yes.
So something's got to give. So you have to be very quick, I think. And with the time zones, it might not work out.
It will be sold out in minutes, I believe. So, and then the big hype around sorcery will continue. I hope we will get the European promo card. I asked at my store where I pre-ordered, and they were like, yeah, normally we get it and we will send it out, but we will allocate it. So if you ordered like a case, then you won't get 6. Normally you get 1 per box. Of course, it's a buy a box promo. They will probably send you 1. I would be happy with 1 because I have not received any promo promos up to now. I always have seen them end up on eBay. I hate that. And mainly for Flesh and Blood, that was a problem. But for Magic the Gathering, it's a problem as well. That's how most of the stores operate. And they give promos to the people that actually physically visit the store. But yeah, I'm buying 2 fucking cases. So please send me,
send me my promo.
It's yeah. But okay, it is what it is. Let's see where we end up with. I ordered only at one retailer because it was already difficult very early in the process to find a good one. I ordered at a retailer that actually delivered to me before stuff that I pre-ordered, so I'm very faithful, and I've been burned too many times that I try a new one. And yeah, it seems actually that the allocation of beta boxes is not as small as we thought. As we thought. Yeah, so we'll see. That's of course the next issue.
Yeah, exactly.
So moving on to next talking point. What do you think, Jürgen, would be the ideal print run of the Sorcery Beta Edition?
My personal favorite amount would be like maybe 50,000 boxes, knowing we have 30,000 alpha boxes, which we all can calculate based on the Kickstarter amount, roughly 30,000. I think it even has been confirmed by the sorcery guys. But yeah, 50 to 60 I would still be okay with, as it's roughly double the amount of alpha boxes. Ideally, I would even say 40 to 50 would be a good amount the market will absorb at the moment. And looking at the prices of alpha, which have gone down significantly after the initial hype, I think if it's more than 50, 60,000 boxes, we all should be worried.
Yeah, exactly. Also because we talked about this the moment before we hit the record button, that we also need to remember that at some point there's going to be a revised edition. Of course, they could change up stuff. They could put in new cards and take out older cards. But if the revised edition is somewhat similar to the alpha and the beta edition, then we're going to have a lot of cards from, actually basically the same cards circulating around. So if alpha is 29,000 and beta is maybe 60,000 and revised might be, 80,000, that's a lot of the same cards circulating.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. The only thing, if they overprint beta, would be to skip the revised edition completely. Yeah. But then we will have some people shouting for cheap game pieces again, and then we will be in trouble even more. But I totally agree. I don't know if the market is ready for it, and I don't know if it's a good thing if they would overprint beta now. It's very worrying to me that I see pre-orders coming up now or going live now at around 120 a box, when I put down my money, quite a significant amount, which I saved up a while for because I knew it was coming in, let's say, April, May, and I paid 150 because the allocation then wasn't even on that yet. I'm a Kickstarter backer first day. Now I feel a bit betrayed because people who have been waiting haven't put down any money. They could just pre-order boxes now cheaper than I can or did. So that and if then the amount is very high and those prices will even drop more, of course nobody will give me my money back after I received the initial pre-order for 150 a box.
But I think it's a really good point, and I also think it brings us to another point that feels a bit critical right now, which is all of the promos are in the US. A lot of the availability that seemed scarce in the beginning is also partly especially focused on Europe. If you look through all of the European pages where you could pre-order, it was mostly, I think, the first or second week of May, all of the European pre-orders more or less closed. I think you have a few stores left, but mostly now you have to either depend on having pre-orders or that the stores have some left to sell on release date. But it feels a bit skewed right now because if you're a European and you ordered the Kickstarter and you wanted beta and you made sure you got beta already during the spring of 2023, you're a bit stuck now because if everybody starts, buying them from 120, that also says something about the value of the beta cards, because there is some correlation between the beta boxes and the beta singles. So I think we have an issue as Europeans if they continue on sort of, I don't want to say it's an intentional because I don't think so, but they need to think about how can we make sure that Europe has access to some of these things as well.
Yeah, totally agree. I think for us, the pre-order was difficult anyway. They all had the early pre-order from, how are the two guys called, the big distributor guys that do a lot of videos as well. Yes, Team Covenant, thank you. And that was live until May, and then it was live until June, and then it was live until September. So that was a bit weird anyways. That worried me already that they hadn't sold out, and they calculated 4 was too high, because otherwise it would have been, quickly sold out, I guess. And for Europe, it is the exact opposite. And I think the Kickstarter amount of European backers is very, very high, especially from Central Europe. And that's traditionally, of course, Germany, Scandinavia, the Netherlands, France, Spain. All these countries are very enthusiastic about trading card games. UK seems to be doing fine. My brother actually told me last week that he pre-ordered another box from a UK distributor. And for us, that's a bit difficult, because we have to pay import then, but he kept it to one box, and the import should be relatively okay, maybe $20. And then he ordered it indeed for 110, 115 pounds, which is, let's say, like 120 euros or something, and then another 20 euros import. Then he's around $140 for a box, which is fine, even cheaper than I have. I think in Europe, especially the promo thing annoys me as well. I never get promos, and I like promos, and I like collecting. I think they're collectible. And then, why are we left out? Why is there not a Rudy in our territory that gets the nice promo?
You should be the next Rudy, Jürgen. That's what we're going to do. We're going to combine our forces and become European Rudies.
Yes, I would love that. I would love to buy Wizards of the Coast earlier than the original Rudy does, and change things there. No, but I know people. Honestly, here in the Netherlands, and as you know, I have some background in the board and card game scene. I know people who tried to talk to Eric to get boxes, and initially he promised them, okay, you can have as many boxes as you want, a bit like the Innkeeper stuff. People who actually wanted to distribute boxes themselves with a background in the trading card game industry. And then they hadn't heard of him anymore, and I'm not sure if that changed recently. I haven't talked to them for quite a bit, but that's a shame, especially if there are people that are standing up and saying, "Yeah, give me a cover, and I see what I can do." And looking at the things Mike does with the boxes he sells in the US, again, of course, that's exactly the same route that person over here would have taken. And why is it possible there and not possible here? I don't really get it, but maybe logistical issues or whatever. I'm not sure. In the end, everything doesn't line up very well for me personally. And that I'm not saying I'm negative, because I still am very enthusiastic about the game and especially about the artwork and about the future of the game. But I hope they don't screw it up already with the second release. And I hope they learned from what they see around. It's not only Magic the Gathering or Pokemon or Flesh and Blood. Don't overprint and don't listen to the game piece faction. It's not the wise. It's not the wise way to. And we can talk around it. And I got a lot of hate for it, for talking about it as one of the few content creators. I'm not saying like, hey, look at me talking about it. I addressed it, and I got a lot of hate for it, but I don't care, because it's very simple. There will not be people buying boxes for 150 euros. Like, I wouldn't buy that anymore if the boxes are only worth 100, 120 in the end, because they are overprinted. And I, as an early adopter, am being fucked, basically. And then everybody else, and then still people whine like, yeah, 100 is too expensive, it should be 60. Yeah, it doesn't work that way, because nobody will buy the boxes for you to buy singles in the end.
We're completely on your page. We also had a few videos talking about how the mechanics of the market works. And I think there are some of our most watched videos, but also a lot of hate in the comment section. And it's not because I don't want people to play. Of course I do. But there has to be a balance. Otherwise, nobody's cracking boxes for you to buy singles.
Yeah, exactly. Not to mention that you also made this video, Jürgen, about how many cards were actually above 25 euros in standard Magic at the moment. And was, surprisingly few cards, actually. Yeah, 6 cards. So that taken into consideration, all cards in Magic the Gathering are actually just game pieces. And we also know that a normal Magic the Gathering player is in the game around 2 years. So why is it, why is it those people that make the most noise, that are not supporting the game, that are not taking any risks, that actually gets to set the the discourse for the game. And I really hope that Sorcery are not listening to that crowd. I think for the first time in a lot of years, we actually have a card game that says we want to be a trading card game. We want to be a collectible card game. But I need to find that real, hard balance between printing enough to get people playing, but not so much that they're actually, destroying the value of the game long term.
Yes, and I also think that the part about what you said about revise versus beta is really accurate. I think it's important. For me, the ideal situation would be that beta is small enough that a revise set is needed, but that revise maybe has some art that's changed. Maybe they take out some of the cards, so some of the high-value cards don't get another reprint. Maybe they just work around it so that they can have new players come in and get some of the cards. And otherwise, I'm kind of okay with some of the most valuable cards actually having some value, and you need to spend some money if you want to be highly competitive. Because you can play Sorcery with pauper decks. We just built 2 yesterday, and it seems like it's going to be pretty fun. So I'm okay with you not necessarily being able to enter a game and buying up everything at once. It's okay if you have to save up and make that purchase something special.
Yes, no, I totally agree. I think we're living in a time and age that people think they should just have everything. But I think things have value, and you need to work for them, and sometimes it takes years, and that's okay, and that's part of the fun as well, at least for me, of collecting. It's taken me 30 years for some Magic the Gathering sets to complete. I'm not even close to where I want to be with the Sorcery Alpha. We all know what the Philosopher's Stone is worth, and I saw you guys doing a lot of work to get it, and that's pretty awesome, of course. So you have to hope that in the end you will be able to finally add it to your collection. What are the last cards you're missing?
We actually completed the set. I think it was yesterday or the
yesterday.
Okay, that was nice. Awesome.
Yeah, it took you like a year or something, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
full set.
Focusing on it, and with exactly.
And it's a 403 cards, and we had imagined that we would probably use a lot longer. But in the end, we were actually gifted the 3 last cards that we needed. A very kind person reached out and said, "Hey, I know you need these 3 cards. I have a lot of cards. I would love to gift them to you as a gift." And we were just like, we can't accept that. That's like, they are pretty expensive cards. But this person was very, very kind. It was very generous. And that also feels pretty cool because we traded for most of them, and then we were given this gift, and we bought the Philosopher's Stone off of a really nice guy that we also traded with. So this set feels super cool because it's about the community as well.
Yes, and that's also
definitely.
And that's also a really good point, that if cards actually hold value, then everybody that buys a box have the same chances to just pull something really nice, and then you can trade. And I think we need to get back to that you don't deserve, as you said in your video, you don't deserve to have all the cards. You can trade to them. You can try to pull them from boxes, but nobody ever promised anybody that they should have all cards available to them all the time.
I think we're definitely on the same page. And just to clarify, and for you as well, I'm happy if people have cards. I'm happy if people can play. People should be able to play. It doesn't make sense if every expensive card is worth more than $500. But it doesn't make sense if every expensive card is just 50 cents neither. There has to be a balance, and there have to be a couple of cards that are more expensive. And normally that's the cards that are actually influencing your decks, and in a positive way, and that are strong in the game. That's how it always used to be, and that's okay. But you can't have everything. It's I'm still missing so many cards, and not only Sorcery or Magic the Gathering, but other stuff as well. It's just it doesn't work that way. That's economy. I mean, we're living in a society that just works that way, and you can't just expect to have everything just because you want to. That's not how it works, and that might piss people off, but that's how it is.
Cardboard is a luxury item. I mean,
definitely
it's expensive, and we were all about, okay, we got lucky. We got a lot of the stuff that we needed when opening boxes, and we could trade for a lot of the things. But I was fully prepared to say, okay, it's going to be slow because it needs to be sustainable. We can't throw out, $1,000 each month to buy cards. So we needed to do it slow to make sure that we could afford it. But that's part of the experience and part of collecting. And it also makes it so much cooler when you're finally collected everything.
Definitely, I agree. It's much more satisfying. And don't forget, you are early adopters as well. You backed the Kickstarter, and then they can say, "Yeah, but we missed the Kickstarter, and now I want to have it too." But yeah, that's not how it works. I mean, I missed some stuff as well in the past. It's not that I just should be entitled to get that stuff just because I didn't pay attention or I didn't have the money at the time. It is what it is. Everything is based on the moment, and now beta is coming. You can pre-order that. That's cool.
Plenty of opportunity to buy the singles, alpha singles. They are cheap. They're affordable.
I think you said it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming to TCGPlayer, so you can definitely go and buy and make yourself a pretty cool deck. And Curiosa.io has plenty of pauper decks with little primers telling you what to build, how it synergizes and everything. So
I think Louis also makes just common decks, right? From Kitchen Table TCG. And those, I had a look at those. Like I said, I haven't really played it yet, and I still am up for a lesson, Jens. So we're going to do that if we find a minute. But I think there is a way to play. Otherwise, we can just print a set and sell it for $99, and everybody can have the same thing. And you can just buy 4 of them or 3 of them or whatever. I mean, in Sorcery, of course, it's a little different. You don't need every card 4 times or 3 times. It's, to me, that's not how these trading card game, collectible card games work. That's not the intention. And if people don't get it, and you see how much trouble it causes the distribution. They had a fantastic start. They had a very successful Kickstarter. People were enthusiastic about the game, and I hope they recognize that and they can still make the right choice. And don't underprint, don't overprint, and it's always very difficult. But I personally rather would print a little less than too much. So if you're in doubt, always go for the smaller number.
Right now, Sorcery is a really beloved, really successful game, and it has the potential to be something absolutely great, and also something that sets a new course for collectible card games for the future. Definitely. And if they can just hold on to that ideal, I think that would be awesome to have that coming back to us as players and collectors.
That's what we all hoped for. That's why we're so enthusiastic about it. I mean, I've played a lot of trading card games. I just try everything. I like to, and if it's nothing, then I mean, I buy a couple of boxes here and there, and I just try it. And I think I got the box. I call it the box of shame. It's a very big box with all the trading card games that have failed, and it's big. It's up in the attic, and I can't even lift it down. I have an excellent feeling about Sorcery, and the nostalgia is one of a kind. I loved opening the boxes. I loved opening the packs, the whole artwork thing, and that everything is hand drawn. It's just it's how I am used to a trading card being distributed and being handled, and Magic the Gathering has lost that, of course, which is fine. Times change, but that's why I was so enthusiastic about the Sorcery release, because they actually captured it perfectly, and I haven't experienced that with other trading card game except for Magic the Gathering in the 90s. No.
But you just mentioned the art. Did you have time to check out that we got a little spoiler at the IlluxCon, where all the Sorcery artists and some of the content creators were gathered, that we're getting the Courtesan Thais from Drew Tucker?
I didn't see it yet. No, I watched part of the live stream Mike did, and I watched your video about Eric talking about some stuff with a lot of art in the background with you zooming in on everything. I liked that one a lot too. But I haven't seen the spoilers.
They did a reveal of the Courtesan Thais by Drew Tucker that will be replacing the Frazetta art. And I think it is the first and currently also only art piece we know what is going to look like out of the ones that will be replacing the Frank Frazetta art.
I think Drew is a very talented artist. I really like his art a lot. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And I heard as well from you that the Frank Frazetta art, of course, will be retired, and that's good. That's okay. And of course, those pieces will be worth a lot more after that. But the artist proofs, Frank Frazetta artist proofs, are coming to market as well, right?
Yes, October 25th. They're going on sale, I believe, at the Frank Cressetta art shop. They have apparently an online shop. Since he is deceased, I'm pretty certain that it will be one of his daughters maybe giving out signatures, but I don't actually know if they will be signed, but I presume that they will be.
Okay, I personally would not want. I mean, of course, his daughters are the only ones that even would come close to being. Me being okay with the cards being signed by. But personally, it's not. Their artwork. It's their dad's. No. So I wouldn't get it. But and I wouldn't probably buy it if it's signed by them. But I probably couldn't buy it anyway because the prices will be very high.
Yeah.
Do you have any sorcery artist proofs yet?
Not yet, no. They're a little out of our price range at the moment. But of course, we're hoping that, come better, come more artist proofs, they might just, go down and become a little bit cheaper, because right now they seem kind of expensive. But I would love to have some.
Yeah, I think it would be very cool. And we're kind of hoping that maybe once the first early numbers, the 1 to 10 are sold, maybe it will be a little less competitive. Also because a lot of them are being auctioned, and that definitely drives the prices up a bit. But I mean, I think it's completely fair. The artists are doing a lot of work. They should be fairly compensated. But $500, $1,000, that is that's not within our budget.
I got one sorcery artist proof, but I will show that in my videos for my 500 video celebration on my channel very soon. So and that's probably the only one I want to get. But yeah,
very cool. We look forward to that. That's quite a milestone, reaching the 500 videos.
Oh yeah, it's been a lot of work, but yeah, it's fun. It's been fun doing it. So I planned a nice celebration. So I see you there,
Absolutely,
for part of the celebration.
Jürgen, we know that you ordered 10 boxes. You said so.
Yep.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to open all of them? Are you going to keep some sealed? Do you have some decks you're going to build already that would be fun?
No, I will make it dependent on the cards. I probably will open around a case just to get a good card basis. I normally do like a Christmas battle with my brother. So that's going on the channel for the last 2 years. Either he or I am sending him stuff, or he is sending me stuff. And then we have to build a deck out of a couple of boosters or whatever. And then at Christmas, when we're both back home, we'll play against each other for a little trophy and just have fun. And I normally work that into my videos, like what he sent me and building the decks. And this time it's my turn to send him some stuff. So I wanted to at least send him 1 or 2 boxes so we can have a sorcery Christmas battle. 2 boxes are already allocated for that. And then I will have like 2 more boxes I can keep sealed or whatever, just to maybe, I'm not sure, do a draft or something like that. I'm not sure how that works in sorcery, but that would be nice.
Yeah, we've heard that draft is super fun. People are definitely highly recommending it.
You just confirmed what I thought it would be.
Yeah, we're definitely also going to be trying to use our boxes for a bit more draft and some limited, and just in general, not just opening, but also trying to play and getting more value out of the cards that way.
I normally don't open anything anymore if I don't use it for limited. Doesn't matter what it is, but for sorcery I will make an exception because I already opened some alpha, as you know, and those boxes were very fun to open. And then for the beta I will definitely do that to have like a card basis, and I will open, of course, the starter decks just to learn how to play. Yeah, I actually I like that kind of stuff. I actually bought a totally different thing. Yesterday I've been to a city nearby with the family just to go for a day of shopping and having something to eat and whatever at the end of the holiday. And I bought the round table from the professor from Flesh and Blood because I had not seen it before. And it's a very cool box as well. It's up there.
Yeah.
It's probably overpaid because I saw it online for $50 already, but I paid 70. But who cares? I saw it and I wanted to have it. And I like the professor. I'm not very happy with him not chipping in on the current events of what's going on in the trading card game world, but I think if you're at a certain level of followers, then you're just being a commercial. That's fine. He's done a lot for the community, and he's still doing a lot of fun stuff. And I'm not agreeing with him on everything, but I think he's very important for the TCG community as a content creator, and I love that he's cooperating with Flesh and Blood to put out such a product, and I just like the appearance. So yeah, these kind of things, same as the Sorcery pre-constructed decks, are very nice to display. Yeah, yep. I love that.
We're definitely also keeping one of our sealed. We have a couple coming, and one of them will be sealed just to sit there together with the Alpha Precon and look nice.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Put it in the background. It's very white at the moment.
Yes, exactly.
Not everybody can have like a crowded background like I have. I know that it's too much, but you have too little.
Yes, exactly.
It's very Scandinavian, right?
Yes, very
yeah.
The last topic here. I don't know if you noticed, but the Sorcery team and their YouTube have been putting out a lot more content. They've been making your community spotlights, talking a lot about gameplay. Do you think that's the right move, or would you like to see them do other stuff besides the gameplay and the artist interviews? Is there something else you would suggest them to do to ramp up towards beta?
I don't know what their goal is, so that's a difficult question. As you know, I'm a marketeer, and I've been a marketeer for more than 20 years in the video game industry, but also in the trading card game and board game industry. So there's a lot more they could do. And it's simple marketing. I wouldn't advise them to go too big and too expensive, especially if you already have a core community that is putting out content. And if they focus and if they think they sell out anyway, that's okay. So as a marketeer, I don't know. I think the core community is very, very important. And if they're feeding that would be nice. Stores are important, at least the stores that support them, because that's basically marketing space. If it's on the shelf, every meter is marketing space. It's not only that it's available, but it's also visible. So people sometimes forget that. Just being in stores is already a good thing. I think they're doing everything right, and they even could ramp it up a little more with some help. Maybe they don't need to, because they already sold anything.
That's been the question about beta. Is it because they know that everything is pretty much pre-ordered already? Is that why they're not engaging in more marketing? Because there's no reason to throw oil on the flames if they're already sold out. But I would personally really love to see like a Q&A with Eric. It's been a long time since he did something that was more directly to consumers and players. Simon has been on a lot of the videos, and he's really good. But it would also be nice to hear from Eric, because he is really, it's his brainchild. So it would be really great to hear what is his visions right now. Where's his headspace at? I would love a Q&A with him soon, before or around beta.
I totally agree. I think that would be great. And for me, when it comes to Sorcery at the moment, the thing I'm most worried about is how they approach things. And to clarify that would be nice. Not only it may be rough print size, and they won't tell us, of course. Probably they won't, but would be nice to have an indication to know that they don't want to overprint, but also what are they planning for the future? We all know about Arthurian Legends, but what are the plans after that? What are the plans for a possible revised? Will we have the base set in 3 different forms in very high availability? What are the sets after that? What is that Dragon set, mini set that's coming out? More info about that. All these kind of things, just a general direction. Do they want to keep up the way of producing stuff as they promised in the beginning, like I said, once a year? Do they keep up hand-drawn artwork? I don't want any digital personally for a game like this, but that's me. And maybe that's not sustainable at a certain point, but all that interests me, and that makes me confident more if it's going into the direction I personally would be happy with, making me confident more that I will enjoy the game for a longer time, and that makes me more willing to buy some more boxes. And and it's not for investing, as everybody always said, but it's not investing, it's just for me. And I don't like to put a lot of money into products that will be gone in a year. That's, I think nobody wants that. I've done that too many times. Like I said, the box of shame, of trading cards. I went heavy on some. I really love the Versus system, and I still think it's a good game. And it's actually a good game because it survived with Upper Deck and actually is released in a pre-constructed form. So there are no randomized booster boxes anymore. And that's because all the cards were being very cheap at a certain point, and the game didn't make it. But the game itself was really good. And I loved, of course, the theme with different comic bases or comic heroes, DC versus Marvel, and then there was a Hellboy set, and then there was like an X-Men set, and so on and so on. So it was very, I loved that background, but I think I spent way too much money on that, and then it was gone within a year or two, and then
that's a few bad.
It just feels bad. I still can play with the cards, but I was very sure that one would have a chance, and it didn't in the end. And I would hate it to see Sorcery suffer the same fate, because I think Flesh and Blood is not doing that well as everybody tells us. But that's me. It might be. And for the rest, I think Pokemon is the only game that's doing really, really well because of the young audience that is being driven into the game and keeping me with the game, or how do you want to say it?
Yeah, and it's a large IP with comics and all these animated stuff. So it's big.
Don't forget the video games.
Yeah, video games as well. Yeah.
If a game doesn't have that, then okay, but then it still can survive. But in the end. Yeah, so that's what I would like to see. Q&A. I agree. I'm drifting off. I'm speculating. So sorry for that, but I know you wanted to keep it short. But we're already at
it's short.
Never. No, we're not good at that. I feel like the old man yelling at clouds at the moment. It's like if this doesn't work this way, if Sorcery prints too many boxes, then I'm out. Yeah, no, it's it is what it is. We'll see.
So yeah, should we just wrap it up here?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's a good idea. Otherwise, I will keep yelling at cloud.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Jürgen, thank you very much for being on the channel and chatting to us about Sorcery and sharing your insights and view about the game and all things related to Sorcery. So yeah, as always, it has been a blast.
Yes, and do remember to go check out Jürgen's YouTube channel. It will be linked down below in the description as well. And we will probably be visiting you sometime soon and talking about some more cardboard stuff. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We would really appreciate it. And we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.